Okay, hello, everyone. And I see Canaplex is in the chat. Howdy, Fisty. Hope you're having a great evening. I am. So far, so good. I am taking advantage of my new real-life schedule here. I now work on Mondays, but I'll be off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and I get done a little early on Mondays, so hopefully I'm still going to keep doing the Monday night streams. We're going to see how tonight goes. See if I just exhaust myself. But we'll find out. I've been excited for a week now to jump back into Murder on Eridanos, so we'll see how it all goes. Don't know how long we'll go tonight. At least 2 hours, I would think. Possibly a little more. We'll see how I'm holding up after a little bit. Okay, that's right. I got this really cool gun that shoots really fast. We got Felix a special hat. And Parvati is in uniform. Now we'll just double check our quest journal here and refresh my memory as to what we were doing. It's been so long since I've been here. So the man who chafed, chief among Helen's many injuries and afflictions at the time of her death, were signs of poisoning. Identifying who poisoned her and why could lead you to the real murderer. So we need to speak with Spencer Woolrich, and we need to gain access to the VIP floor. So the question is, how do we do that? I'm guessing we're going to need to talk to the concierge, Halston.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector?
Well, you can get me to the VIP guest floor, which I've been trying to get to through this whole playthrough, and the woman talking through the elevator doesn't want to let me on.
I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it.
That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. Let's see here. We can persuade. The only guest who'd have a problem with me being up there would be the murderer. Or we can intimidate. Trying to make my life difficult is a dangerous, dangerous idea. Sounds good to me.
I wasn't trying to. You know, now that I think about it, I can get you up to the guest floor. Not trying to cause any trouble, just doing my job. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
Good call. Remember, Concierge Halston, your job is to make me happy. That's your job. So we can say I thought the penthouse was being cleaned for my stay, but it's a pigsty. We can complain about all the stuff that was left over in our penthouse suite. We can say the Grand Colonial sure is interesting, or we can ask about high-profile guests, but we've already done that. So let's comment on the state of our penthouse.
Oh my. Well, that is certainly odd and alarmingly unacceptable. Allow me to check the service records. Ah, yes. Not to worry, Inspector. It was indeed cleaned for you. Except for the evidence, which is all of Helen's stuff.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then. And checking the chat, Dan Halen's here. He says, "Hey, my main man. How you doing, Dan Halen?" Okay, so we've got Helen's stuff there, which we saw when we were up there. So the Grand Colonial sure is interesting.
It certainly is a marvel of modern ingenuity, luxury, and ambition. Please, allow me to answer any curiosities you might have about our building and the amenities on offer.
I'm not really all that interested in this. So, let's just move on to our quest.
If you're sure.
I'm sure. Goodbye. You've given me the access I need. I'm done with you now. Okay. And we're still getting a little bit of that load-in lag. We can live with that. Bellhop Norville met us when we first landed. Now let's see if the elevator gives us access like it's supposed to.
What floor would you like to visit?
I'd like to visit the VIP guest floor.
If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get me. Just joking. I've already got one.
Okay, fine then. You've already got an autograph? That's good, because I wasn't going to get you one. So what do we have going on here? Looks like we've got more Rizzo's Rangers. Nameless Rizzo's Rangers. Anything to say?
I'm getting worried about our mascot. I haven't seen him for a spell.
Oh, yeah? Don't look too closely at Felix's hat, then. Or the hologram thing sticking off his back. Don't look closely at that at all. It might make you worry a little more.
Well, hey there. I didn't know the adjutant's own freelancer was a fan.
Who says I'm a fan? I'm standing here with a gun in your face. But hey, that's okay. We'll move on. And we have a slug guard, another slug security guard. So we need to find Spencer. We've got a named Rizzo's Ranger, Zeke Hannigan. And nothing on the terminal. How you doing, Zeke?
Zeke Hannigan, Rizzo's Ranger's 16th back. Pleased to meet you. What can I do for you?
Oh, let's find out here. How long have you been with the Rangers?
About half my life. You know I was named 3rd most profitable investment on 2 non-consecutive seasons? Ain't a lot of players who can make that claim. Except for the guys who came in 1st and 2nd, I guess. I spent the last season injured and almost got sold to the Hephaestus Hammers. But now I'm all convalesced. Ready to lay into some Cleo darlings, you know? Really break some legs.
Okay, then. What brings the Rangers to Eridanos?
Since it's the off-season, we're helping support the launch of Rizzo Spectrum Brown. Meet the fans, sign tossball cards, that sort of thing. How about you, fella? You after a signature?
Nah, I think I'll pass.
He's just being coy. Anyway, where was I? Just between you and me, Rizzo's ought to cancel the whole event out of respect for Miss Helen.
Okay, speaking of that, I had some questions about Halcyon Helen's murder.
Oh, you must be that inspector people have been talking about.
Indeed.
It's a damn shame about Miss Helen. She was always real good to me and the rest of the Rangers. Birdie's taking it pretty hard. Miss Helen was the love of his life. So, what did you want to know?
Did you kill her? I guess that's not an option. Where were you at the time of the murder?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but me and a couple of the other Rangers spent the night in Constable Keen's cells down at the spaceport. We didn't do anything serious, just a bit of pranks and vandalism. It's what usually happens when we all get to drinking. Guess Constable Keen saw things a bit differently and had us hauled off.
Apparently so. Tell me about Birdie and Helen.
Oh, Birdie was mad about Helen. He was certifiable. The big galoot loved Helen about as much as he loved the game. Trouble is, Birdie was not blessed with an abundance of temper. Helen kept Birdie steady. If he lost his temper around her, it'd be because something broke between the two of them.
Okay. Do you think Birdie could have killed Helen?
What? Law, no. Birdie's got a fierce temper, but there's no way he'd ever have laid a finger on Miss Helen.
Okay, can you think of anyone else who would want to kill Miss Helen?
Miss Helen was outspoken. She made her share of enemies on account of her expressing herself. Just between you and me, I heard rumors the Prophet never much cared for Helen's brand of blunt honesty.
That's right, we do still need to meet the Prophet of Profitability. Alright, was Birdie in jail with the rest of you?
No, we lost him somewhere along the way. Or maybe he managed to get away? I can't rightly remember. But he was definitely not sharing a cell with us. That much I know.
Let's talk about something else.
What can I do for you?
And I think that brings us to the end of this conversation. Okay, so he doesn't really seem suspicious or anything. Nothing to worry about there. Let's just check out his room. See if there's anything interesting here. No, not really. Maybe if there was a unique Ranger uniform or something. Classic Wear Express. Nah. I think we're good. And there's a woolly cow in here.
Is that a woolly cow? Why is there a woolly cow in the hotel? Also, why do I smell alcohol?
John W. says, hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello to you too. And hello to this woolly cow.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
All right. Let's check the timeline discrepancy.
Multiple discrepancies detected. First discrepancy. A woolly cow is present in this hotel room. Woolly cows are an import species for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve and are incapable of affording upper-class accommodations. Second discrepancy. This woolly cow is dangerously inebriated with Rizzo Spectrum vodka. Alcohol sanguinization ratio exceeds recommended maximum.
And the and the recommended maximum blood alcohol ratio for a woolly cow is
0.
So a cow can't have a good time in this colony?
This unit has not been programmed to include bovine jurisprudence in its library of information. A brief survey of this area reveals that the most recent occupants were athletes belonging to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Club.
And if I remember correctly, Black Hole Birdie told us about this woolly cow, that they got a woolly cow drunk and stole it. And apparently this is where they took it. Was Black Hole Birdie here?
Insufficient data. A brief survey of localized property damage, divided by the area of this room, yields the following estimate. This unit was likely occupied by every member of the Rizzo's Rangers. -1.
Okay, we'll end the examination. John W. says, maybe I don't want to know what else they did to that cow. Hopefully they didn't do anything else to the cow. It does appear to still be alive. There is no blood, so it doesn't appear to have been wounded. And as far as other things they could have done, we're just going to assume that didn't happen. And we've got more... Oh, the Fall Plaid collection. Okay, anything interesting here? No. The safe is open. Let's just go into stealth before we steal anything from it. Okay, looks like we got away with that just fine. Ooh, something else we can examine. Andrico says this time is the goat to be drunk. Okay. This toss ball signed by Bertie Black Hole Holcomb was presented to Dr. Margrave on a special guest episode of Space Hospital to thank her for removing a toss ball stick embedded in his head. Fair enough. And this is just more loot, nothing else to investigate, nothing on the terminal. And that is Zeke. We already talked to Zeke. Vending machines. Well, we might as well vend. Sell off our junk. Oh, that's right. We want to move to sell. And we can sell you. And you. And you. And you. And all of these others are unique, so we don't want to sell those. How about anything here? Stealth skills. I don't like getting rid of... I don't like that, but it's good armor. We'll use that for one of our... maybe we'll use that for one of our companions. I think we've got plenty of weight. So we're okay for now. And what do we have here? A lock we can pick. Let's just go into stealth before we do that. Andrico says, I wonder if his name is Sam. Cirque says, good Monday to you, Mr. Fisty. Good Monday to you, too, as well, my friend. All right, let's see what we've got going on in here. Anything interesting here? So far, we're nice and clear. I'm just going to close that door. All right, if you're coming in, come in. I want to close the door so people don't know I'm in here snooping around. Don't go back out. Stay here. Okay, what do we have laying around here? So we've got some fancy clothing. We can sleep in the bed if we want. Classic Wear Express. Let's go ahead and take that, seeing as we're not going to get caught. don't know whether that's good or not, but we're going to go ahead and grab it. And we can pick this lock, so why not?
Easy.
Don't need that. That's always good. Okay. Good. Okay, nothing interesting in here from what I can tell. Just some loot. Let's take a look and see what those outfits are. Classic wear Umbra. Dialogue skills +5. Leadership skills +5. All right. Let's see what else we can find. So I guess we need to go this way if we want to find Spencer. So more doors we can pick, but we've got people down there, so that's going to probably get us busted. That's not likely what we want to do. And this is probably Spencer's room. And this must be Spencer. Let's do a quick save, just in case we decide to do anything stupid. Spencer Woolrich with his star on the wall. Lots of photos. For someone staying in a hotel, he sure does have a lot of permanent-looking decorations up. And this must be some kind of award. We've got a terminal here. And he's just standing there completely oblivious to us. Which I guess is fine. I don't see anything really interesting in his safe. He's got lots of 8x10s to sign. Let's check out his terminal while he's sitting here completely oblivious to us. From S. Woolrich to management. Subject, new room urgently demanded. There seems to have been some kind of mistake. When I first arrived at the Grand Colonial for this unveiling, I was led to a small sitting room, the kind that an individual might be allowed to relax in with moderate comfort before being led to his actual quarters. It has been a week and a half, yet no one has arrived to deliver me to my actual room yet. If I didn't know better, I might assume that this was meant to be my actual room. If I didn't know better, I might assume that you tried to place Spencer Woolrich, star of hundreds of serials, the hero of Aetherwave sets colony-wide, in a room where he can hardly walk from one end to the other without bumping his toe on the foot of his bed or his shoulder upon his desk. I might even assume that Ruth Bellamy was placed in the Grand Colonial Penthouse Suite on purpose, rather than by mistake. But I'm sure the issue will be rectified soon and our positions will be swapped. I hope you won't try to tell me anything to the contrary. Well, he's only mildly passive-aggressive. And catch back up on the chat here quick. We've got Androkos. GTG is past 2:30 a.m. here. Have fun, guys. Have a good night. Get some rest. Hope we catch you next time. And from management to S. Woolrich. Subject, new room urgently demanded. Mr. Woolrich. While the Grand Colonial staff understand your consternation at being placed on the VIP guest level at the Grand Colonial, we're afraid that there was no mistake. Ruth Bellamy, as current spokeswoman for the Spectrum Brown unveiling, is currently slated to have the penthouse suite. An actress of her station deserves only the best. The VIP guest floor comes in very close as the second best section of the hotel. The penthouse suite is only about twice as large as your current lodgings, and the amenities it provides are only perhaps 3 or 4 times better than those you have access to now. Your current lodgings are proper for an actor of your caliber. If you have any other requests, we'll be sure to respond to them after we get to Ms. Bellamy's, the Grand Colonial Management. So the response is equally passive-aggressive and quite enjoyable. Anyone who's ever worked in retail or customer service can probably fantasize about delivering such a wonderfully passive-aggressive response. From management to all guests, subject guest safety. And I think we've read this before, but we're sure you've no doubt heard of the horrible event that occurred in the Grand Colonial Ballroom earlier today. That must be Halcyon Helen's murder. While we know that many of you are concerned for your safety, take heed. We've heard your concerns and know that nothing quite says safety like dozens of guns. Armed security will be present all throughout the Grand Colonial, on every floor except employee floors, 24/7. Freely go about the hotel premises and spend to your heart's content without worrying about someone shooting you in the back of the head. From management. Well, isn't that a very lovely and caring response? Okay. Let's talk to Spencer, who is still just standing here completely oblivious to our existence.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology.
Okay. So, apparently if we had a little more charm, we could, perhaps try to romance Spencer Woolrich. Let's see here. You'll never take over Halcyon, you fiend. Wow, how did you know I was a captain? Draw your weapon. Huh? I'm getting embarrassed by proxy. You want to talk like a human being? Yeah, I kind of want to kill this guy because he's clearly a horrible person. But he also seems very interesting. So for now, let's see here. We're going to say, wow, how did you know I was a captain? There's no dumb designation there, but that seems like a pretty dumb thing to say.
Well, I didn't, you fool. It was in the script. Wait. Now that I think about it, you do smell rather like the Aether, old blood and unwashed feet. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you, and how did you get in here?
Well, I walked in the door, and then I stood here and read all the entries on your computer, and you didn't pay any attention to me. So we can tell her I'm here to investigate the murder of Halcyon Helen. My name's Hawthorne, I'm a ship captain. Name's Old Man McRib, I'm a ship captain. Or we can lie. I'm just a marauder, no sudden movements. I'm going to take everything not tied down. I think we should tell him we're here to investigate.
You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it. Now,
sure I did.
What shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
Okay. Make a rude gesture. How about you sign this?
I'd be delighted. Oh, damn. My pen's out of ink. I'll just get you a portrait of my face as a souvenir. I'm sure I have the prints around here somewhere. By the by, how did you get in here? The only non-staff individual cleared to enter guest rooms is supposed to be the inspector for Bellamy's murder. Oh, hello.
Not too bright, is he? Let's see here. Do you derive some kind of pleasure from wasting people's time?
Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me, back when I starred in the Marauder's Bane. The absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
Okay. I hear you were poisoned. Let's ask him, before we do that, who are you exactly?
I'm sure you're joking.
No, not really.
Perhaps I'm not in my prime, but you've no doubt seen the name Spencer Woolrich on many a serial advertisement throughout your travels.
Can't say I have. Never heard of you.
That can't be. You must just not remember. Or perhaps you only recognize my characters, not my name. Did you ever see me in The Masked Marketeer? The Busker of Byzantium? What about episodes 13 and 190 of Princess of Hephaestus? And who could forget From Halcyon with Love? I was great in that movie. Even if I was starring beside a 2-ton bucket of bolts and a woman with no talent.
Uh-huh. Busker of Byzantium? Helen wrote a B to implicate her killer before she died.
I think that's a bit of a stretch, don't you? If you're going to come after me, I expect evidence, unless you want to be smacked with litigation. Smacked!
So, you know I can just shoot you in the face, right? I mean, I'm really pretty cool with that. I hear you were poisoned, and unfortunately, it didn't work.
Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation.
Oh, imagine that. Let's see here. According to the coroner, Helen was also poisoned.
How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before you.
Helen wasn't killed by the poison.
Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both, disrupt the product launch. I couldn't say, Inspector. I'm merely an actor.
Can you think of anyone other than the chef who would want to harm you?
None that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally, and with the minimum level of respect that they deserve.
The minimum level, huh? Why didn't you go to the clinic for your stomach pains? So I'm suspicious here. If he was trying to poison Halcyon Helen, one way to do that and distract attention from himself would also be to poison himself, making it look like someone was going after the two of them, especially if he knew it wasn't going to be fatal. Why didn't you go to the clinic for your stomach pains?
Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star, spotted in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it.
That's all I wanted to know.
Very well, then.
If we ask him a few more questions about the poisoning, is there anything there?
Must I relive that ghastly event again? My intestines still have yet to fully recover. But I suppose we may discuss it further.
Nope, nothing more
Very
there.
well,
Just
then.
a placeholder, I suppose. And we can say I'd like to ask you about the murder.
Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may.
Oh, if you must.
How was it that Bellamy met her end?
We can say she was poisoned and shot with plasma. Painfully, I'd say. Why are you so curious? Or that's a little difficult to answer. Why are you so curious?
Why, I'm merely worried for my own sake. Perhaps whoever came after her could come after me next. But if you don't want to tell me, I understand. Whatever happened, I hope poor Bellamy didn't suffer.
Uh-huh. All right. Speaking theoretically, how would you have killed the victim?
Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of.
What were you up to at the time of the murder?
I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character.
You were meditating? Really?
All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
How long have you worked with the Prophet?
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should.
Can anybody corroborate that you were meditating?
Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
I'm sure it is. Back to my other questions.
I'll answer whatever you wish.
Did you know Helen well?
Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way, unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
Okay. Must not have been too flattering always starring alongside a younger actress.
Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me.
Enough about that. Let's go back to my other questions.
I suppose that is enough on that grim subject.
I don't have any other questions. And just in case...
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
What can I say? I didn't like him. Spencer's strongly worded letter, lots of bits, and Adreno. Oh, and we have something here. You are... His daily affirmation. You are talented. You are magnificent. You are a joy for others to be around. You are definitely not a 2-bit hack. You bring life to the world around you through the art of theater. Yeah, life. Yep.
Timeline discrepancy
Okay, so
detected
now we have a
nearby.
timeline discrepancy. Complex says, just in case, eh? Nice. Dan Halen says, good job. Is the timeline discrepancy part of my murdering him? No. Okay, so we've got something here.
Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected the following substances: oil, terrorray, blood, terrorray, unidentifiable biological fluids, terrorray.
Taste the substances. The residue tastes slightly metallic. You feel a dull pain in your stomach. The pain fades after a moment. What else was in the bottle?
This bottle contained Rizzo Spectrum vodka. The presence of terrorray biological fluids may have significantly improved its flavor. These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal.
Let's move on. So, I wonder if maybe these famous people were they're there representing Spectrum. I wonder if maybe Spectrum included these compounds to make their product taste better so their people would be more excited about it. So yes, he had to die. We needed a little bit of surprise murder in our lives tonight. And let's just be honest with ourselves. He was a giant dick. He deserved it. And we're way back here where no one was going to catch us. Hopefully. What do we have in here? We have Burbage 3001, another actor. He's got parts on his bed. A bunch of hoses. He presumably charges himself up there. Also some 8x10s. And it looks like they're signed in 0s and 1s. And we're not stealing if we take this stuff, so let's take it. And we've got lots of hats. Burbage 3001. Let's meet Burbage 3001.
Initiating banter protocol. Now simulating familiar and welcoming demeanor. Greetings, theater aficionado and or dumbstruck fan. You are standing in the vicinity of Burbage 3001, the latest and therefore greatest automechanical actor ever designed.
Okay. Well, you're a little full of yourself, but you are programmed to be, so I can't really blame you for that. Engineering 40, I see you've had some work done. Who upgraded you?
Burbage 3001's programming is frequently upgraded to adhere to board-certified standards. The most recent upgrade was performed by Spencer Woolrich. Banter protocol exhausted, reverting to default behavior, grieving and despair. Oh, Halcyon Helen, may your atoms be commended to the aether.
You knew Halcyon Helen?
Burbage 3001 was designed to disrupt Halcyon Helen's monopoly over the Aetherwave serial market. This unit's programming is based on Helen's most famous roles. Burbage 3001. Anything Halcyon Helen can do, this unit can do slightly worse.
It almost sounds like you've got a motive for murdering Helen.
Now running shock and dismay protocol. What's this? Helen's death was a murder? How horrifying. Bring that killer to justice, designated authority figure. This unit has not yet completed its grief cycles. Randomizing despair tables.
This is fantastic.
Oh, Helen, is there no justice in the world?
Okay. I don't want to leave the conversation.
3000. This unit.
Okay, maybe we have to. I wanted to see if I could ask him if he can die like Helen.
This unit
but I may not get a second chance at that.
Completed its grief.
Doesn't look like we're going to get a chance at that.
Unit.
Okay. All right, so where are we off to next? Chef Anwar. We need to go meet Chef Anwar. Do we want to try and break into these rooms? We're going to do a quick save before we do that. You just go away now.
Nicely done.
And let's try and get this one.
Great work.
Okay, we're in. Anything interesting here? Just some candy on the pillows. Some bits. A little bit of junk. Achilles says, hello, everyone. Hello, Achilles. How you doing? Dan Halen with some applause. Ooh, 619 bits. Yes, sir.
Hey, that's impressive.
All right, well, that was worth breaking into. Anything cool in here? Rich, fancy people live here. Rich, fancy people often have rich, fancy things to steal. Oh, we got lots of mag picks, a suitcase full of them. I wonder what they're up to. And we'll take those outfits too, because why not? And a hat. And we have armor parts and weapon parts. So this is an intriguing... and a revolver. This is an intriguing little room. I wonder what its resident may have been up to. And it looks like we are headed back downstairs unless we need to check. Do we need to check out this room? Are we already here? Yeah, we already cleared this one. Someone just closed the door. All right, let's head back downstairs.
What floor would you like to visit?
And we'll head back to the lobby.
To the lobby we go.
We'll go meet Chef Anwar and see what he has to say about this poison. Fortunately, no one has deemed it necessary to bother me about the dead Spencer Woolrich. Clothing.
No, I'm sorry. We don't serve any...
And just a bellhop. Nothing specific going on there. Out of order. And a note. Examine. Broken elevator notice. Notice the Grand Colonial Hotel service elevator is out of order and will be for the foreseeable future. Please use the stairs to transport all equipment to and from the employee quarters until further notice. Additional liniments will be dispensed for those whose back pain becomes too severe to continue providing the impeccable service our hotel is known for. So they expect everyone to just suffer and continue working. That is not a surprise in the Halcyon colony. And what do we have here?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Timeline discrepancy, okay. There is the discrepancy. Why can't I investigate it? There it is.
Analysis of this stovetop reveals an alarming degree of grease buildup, approximating proximity to volatile gases and chemicals. Chances of an explosive combustion upon next use currently at 92.9%.
Okay, that seems like a... We can just turn the stove on. This seems like a workplace hazard. How hasn't Slug caught this? Is this normal? I don't think we can pass up the opportunity to turn the stove on, do you? Nope, I think we're good.
You sure that's a good idea?
Performing scan. Gaslight appears to have gone out some time ago. Chance of explosive combustion without gaslight, 0.01%.
Well, that seems like a lost opportunity. Is this normal?
Most corporations have regular cleaning procedures to prevent damage to company property. Slug, already unlike most corporations in a variety of ways, does not. That or the employees tasked with inspecting are shirking their duties. For shame.
Indeed. This does seem like a workplace hazard. How hasn't Slug caught it?
Searching Slug work logs. No work log found. Creating conjecture. Slug has likely not fixed this issue due to a lack of responsibility on the part of their employees.
All right, I guess that's all we get out of that. Too bad we can't start it up and explode the place. Just take a quick look around, and I guess we're going to speak to Chef Anwar.
Yes? Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in for later. Actually, what am I saying? I can't do that. I'm booked for the next month. You'll have to make a reservation.
I could shoot you in the face. I mean, that's an option. I'm down for it. Why are you talking about food? Don't you care about the crime that just occurred? Or, no smoked sprat. What about purpleberry glazed candid flank steaks? Or, I'm here to investigate Halcyon Helen's murder and I'd like to ask you a few questions. Let's go with number 2 first.
Weren't you listening? We're reserved solid for the next month. I'm sorry, but you'll really need to order in advance.
I understand. Just get me some woolly cheese curds with fried nanners and I'll stop asking.
Is this some kind of a joke? We're not
Nope.
able to take on new orders at this time. I told you.
Really? Not even braised cysty ribs on a bed of mock apple leaves?
No, we don't. Why are you doing this? Please stop.
Got any ketchup?
Here, just take it. Just take it and don't ask me for anything ever again.
I'm here to investigate Halcyon Helen's murder and I'd like to ask you a few questions.
You're the inspector? Here? Why? I mean, you may ask me whatever you want. I have nothing to hide.
Okay, well, you blew me off last time I found you. Did you prepare any of Helen's meals?
Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest.
Okay. Helen's last meal was poisoned.
Oh my law, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous, but I didn't heed her warnings. Okay, I wasn't the one who did it, but I might have been mistaken when I said I was constantly watching Helen's food. Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients.
Okay. Let's see here. Any idea where I might be able... What was Spencer Woolrich doing around the kitchen? Let's start there.
Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person.
That won't be a problem
While I
anymore.
could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us. Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here.
Oh, he can be found there, all right. But yeah, he won't be answering any more questions. Any idea where I might be able to find Bellhop Owens?
Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather particular. Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands. It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have to wait.
You know, with all the weird things they like to eat here, this would be a great place for that guy that was selling the Raptidon parts to the girl that was in love with him back on Monarch. That they should move here. He'd actually have a career. So, why were you being so evasive about leaving Helen's food unattended?
Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else would I worry about it?
All right, we can persuade. We don't have anything else high enough. If you tell me the truth, I might be more inclined to believe the rest of what you say.
Well, I suppose that's as good a point as any I've heard. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking, and consequently, I may have been somewhat less than coherent after preparing Helen's meal.
Uh-huh. I'd say your alibi does seem a little thin here. Why should I believe anything you're saying?
I understand your reluctance, but... Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about everything. Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal.
Interesting. Well, I guess that's all I wanted to ask. We'll see if you're telling the truth.
Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll find the true culprit before long.
All right. Well, he was a bit of a dick, but not nearly as much as Spencer Woolrich, so we'll let him live. And what is next for us? Where do we go next? Bellhop Owens Constabulary. All right, let's go find Bellhop Owens and have ourselves a little chat. Other side of this wall, I suppose? Oh, we've got to go outside. Okay. All right, and let's see where we're off to next. We've got to go where? Oh, love that loading lag. Okay, so the constabulary is all the way over there. Let's just take a quick peek at the map. Okay, Amita's reclaimed goods. What is that green? I don't even know what that green icon is. Oh, it says that it's a vendor. Ah, I see. Okay. So we need to go back over there. Oh, no, that's a whole different thing. Okay. So we need to go back to the spaceport. We'll do that. So this DLC, fast travel, is definitely useful. It's not nearly as useful in the main game, but this is a pretty big area. So it's not a bad thing to have. We'll head back to the spaceport, see if we get accosted by any more ruffians when we go through here. Looks like we're safe this time. And here's the constabulary. Okay, let's see here. Use terminal. Internment log. Security footage archive. Search for the kitchen footage. Okay, we got the footage. Now we need to speak with Bellhop Owens. Does it tell us anything about the footage? Security footage of the kitchen would verify that Chef Anwar wasn't the only one handling food in the kitchen. Even if the footage doesn't exonerate him, it at least casts some doubt that he was the poisoner. All right, so now we got to go back to Bellhop Owens. And let me guess, we're going to have to go back. Okay, not sure where we got to go for that one. We may have to... Oh, that's right. He's the one in the Wilderness Reserve. So we're going to have to go all the way out there to a new area of the planet. That's good. 600 meters away, all the way on the other side. Let's see if we can fast travel someplace a little bit closer. So we are here. And we need to get here, so... Well, we don't want to go to the penthouse. Let's head over here. Okay, and this is... All right, we're still outside. That's good. We just need to make our way over to the Wilderness Reserve, where we will undoubtedly find many things that want to murder us and eat our eyeballs.
Did you hear that someone tore one of the doors to the dining room from its hinge?
And is this the way there? It does appear that it is. Wow, that's quite the sweeping view. Anything here that we haven't done yet? Canaplex says, eyeballs. Wilderness checkpoint note. Yes, we already saw that earlier. We've been through here. We've looted this whole place. All right, let's head across the bridge to the Wilderness Reserve. We got another one of those big jets in the distance. I do thoroughly enjoy the look of this new DLC. What do we have here? What are you? Gaseous Terror Ray. Let's use your special abilities.
Hey, boss! What's this?
And we're cleared. Okay. What else do we have around here? A little bit of ammo. And hunting rifle hyper. That sounds promising. Let's take a look at that. Hunting rifle hyper. 456 damage per shot. Well, that's definitely better. It's a better single shot weapon than we have on anything else. So let's go ahead and pop that on there. And there's a workbench there, so hopefully we can put a suppressor on it. I see more hostile compass markers. And there's Bellhop Owens. Are you hostile? Is that what you are? No? Okay. Well, for now, let's head over to the workbench and see if we can modify this. See if we can modify this weapon a little bit. Whisper Quiet Muzzler. Yes, please. Increases the amount of ammo. Changes the damage type to plasma. Changes the damage type to shock. I think let's go ahead and put one of these on. And I think I'm okay with the sight that's on it. It's the really long sniper sight, which works for me. Let's go see what Bellhop Owens got himself into. Speak with Bellhop Owens. Well, that's going to be a challenge. He's got some kind of contraption here. He's got a few of them. Ah, he was excavating something. That would be what we have. That would be our scary compass markers.
I just want to be your friend! Smile!
All right, that's intriguing. All right, let's search him and see what he's got. Bellhop Owens invoice. Oh, speaking of weird notes, what is that noise? We never read the strongly worded note that Spencer had. Here it is. Spencer's strongly worded letter to Chef Anwar, to quote Chef Anwar. How many times must I speak to you about your inept meal preparation? Not too salty. It upsets my palate. Not too sweet. It upsets my palate. No nanners, I hate them, and no tripicale, I'm allergic. I come to you time and time and time again, on 35 different occasions, in fact. Yes, I have actually counted. And what do I get in my after-lunch pre-dinner? Fried nanners on a bed of braised tripicale. I'm through with peering over your shoulder, clearly instructing you on how my meals must be prepared, if you're simply going to ignore me. Instead, I shall say this. Should I become ill for any reason at all, tangentially related to your cooking, I shall make positively certain that management not only strips you of your job, but your uniform as well, and deposits you nude in the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve to be torn apart by mantisaurs. You'll rue the day you oversalted my saltuna. Uh-huh. And this is Bellhop Owen's invoice, a list of special requests, drinks, food items, tellingly a recently fulfilled request for fresh Terra Ray bile gland from one Spencer Woolrich. So he was the one. It definitely sounds like he was the one putting the poison in. Now, the big question is, was he poisoning both to make it appear that he was not poisoning anything, or
I've been waiting for this.
Was someone else also poisoning food? All right, so these are those creepy neck things.
Keep it up.
Wow, you're not dead yet? Takes quite a bit to put these things down, doesn't it? Really? You've got over... You can handle over 1,000 damage? And we've got more.
Don't mess with us.
Okay, and we got an Xbox achievement too. Kill 50 infected humans and parasites. Okay. And John W. says, Fisty, let them make you smile. No, I don't want the creepy neck thing. I don't want the creepy neck thing at all. And we got some kind of key for something there. So now where are we off to? Check out the journal again. Report to Administrator Ludovico. You've determined that Spencer Woolrich was behind Helen's poisoning. Report to Administrator Ludovico at the Penthouse Terminal in the Grand Colonial. Okay, so next stop. Penthouse Terminal. Of course, we could head out here and go find the Prophet of Profitability while we're at it. Let's go report back, as we are tasked to do. All right, let's go talk to the administrator.
Inspector?
I've completed my investigation into Helen's poisoning.
Excellent. I trust you have a name for our poisoner.
We can lie and say Spencer Woolrich, definitely still alive, by the way, confessed to the crime. Or we can lie and say the poisoner was none other than Owens, the former bellhop. Or no, they covered their tracks too well. Let's go with the first one. Spencer Woolrich, who is definitely still alive, by the way, confessed to the crime.
What an odd thing to say. Oh, I am disappointed. I'd always believed Mr. Woolrich a man of high character. It pains me to order the arrest and detention of someone I admired. I'd like you to continue investigating Helen's murder. You've found the poisoner, but her killer remains at large.
I know who killed Halcyon Helen.
Are you confident you've finished your investigation? You've questioned all your suspects.
No, I need more time.
Law speed, Inspector.
I'll be back. And we've now made it to level 30. Okay, let's go ahead and take our new skills and perks. Oh, what do we want to do? Damage, I think we're doing... Yeah, ranged weapons are fine. I'm not worried about that. Hacking and lockpicking, I'd love to get those a little higher. Let's do that. And we can take a new perk. Let's see here. There wasn't really anything that really interested me all that much. Okay, whenever you're affected by a harmful combat effect, you deal more damage. Detection radius of enemies. If I have no companion, so that doesn't help. Small amount of melee damage you deal is returned as healing. I don't do any melee damage. When you activate not VATS, you continue to move at normal speed for a short time. Okay, that sounds like a good one to me. John W. says, idea, get one of those purple neck parasites to be your new pet in Fallout 76. Nope, I'm holding out for my Liberator. Definitely holding out for the Liberator, and very happy they said they were going to do it. Okay. Let's do a quick save. And check the journal. What's next here? Lord of Blight. We can speak to Cedric. All right. So Administrator Ludovico suspects that Cedric Kincannon, head of Slug, may have had a hand in Helen's death. The unfinished accusation. You've investigated 2 suspects. You're making progress. You believe you know the name of the murderer. Speak to Administrator. Okay, so I see. So we can name someone at any time. But if we're wrong, I presume that will have negative consequences, and of course we won't get to finish the whole quest. The Productivity Queen. You've learned that Halcyon Helen disparaged the Prophet of Profitability's work seminars, harming her image and costing her bits. Investigate whether or not this would have motivated the Prophet to kill Helen. I think it's time to move on to the Prophet of Profitability. This was the biggest challenge so far of the DLC. Not the content itself, but just the bit of a tongue twister that Prophet of Profitability seems to be. Though I don't seem to be struggling with it as much tonight. Okay. Before we do that, I am going to take a minute here and take care of something I've got to catch up on quickly that I forgot about. And I will be back in just a couple of minutes. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves in the chat. Give me maybe 5 minutes here, and I will return. Okay, I am back. Let's change out the screen. There we go. And we'll catch up on the chat quick. John W. says maybe a spider is a pet. Fallout needs spiders, and they can use the code from Skyrim to bring rad spiders to the wasteland. That's an interesting idea. We'll infuriate all the arachnophobes in the world. And John W. also says this DLC is very good, and I like the murder mystery theme. So do I. I really like it. You've seen other things, like even in Fallout 76, there's sometimes, and in Fallout in general, there's murder mystery themes, but this one really is kind of giving you the chance to solve it. I feel like I'm trying to figure out who did it. We're multiple hours into it, and I really don't know the answer, which I think is great. All too often, it's very clear where it's going, and you kind of figure out from the get-go exactly who did it, and you're just going through the motions. But with this, I really feel like I don't know. And that is good. Okay, let's see here. So we need to go track down the Prophet of Profitability, who is all the way over there. Really? There's no fast travel marker to where we were? Okay, so we got to go back here. And let's keep our party together. Let's keep Parvati. Let's roll. All right, we'll head on out. Back towards the Wilderness Preserve. And we've got a bit of a walk ahead of us here. So I did hear today, in completely unrelated news, they're making a Thundercats movie. 5-year-old Fisty would be very, very excited about that. And honestly, grown-up Fisty is at least mildly excited about it too. There may or may not be a photo of me as a child wielding my Lion-O sword and all those things somewhere. If I can locate it, it may make its way to my Twitter account at some point. We'll see. Okay, and we just keep on walking. Unless we can get into this building. I don't think we checked it before. Door's barred. Ah, but there's a hole blown in it. What was happening here? We'll take all that stuff. Worker. We've got more creepy neck things. And we've got another data pad. Site 0451 field log. Tell Dr. Blossom we found more of those specimens. Jenkins had already started excavating the habitat when I arrived, and he's been in an unusually good mood since I got here. Please send additional personnel for capture and delivery of specimens to RR and DD. So this must be where they were finding these parasites from. Ah, and this is the key we got. So we can take all this stuff. And there was a unique weapon in there called Short Circuit. That is that a light machine gun? No, that's a shotgun. Okay, level 30, 1008 DPS. That's pretty solid. Simple solution to a complicated, noisy problem. Keep away from Ada. All right, well, maybe we'll break that out if we need it at some point. Gilly says, snarf. Oh, it's been a long time since I really thought about that show. But I do remember Snarf. Everybody loved Snarf. And if they do Snarf right, that's going to make millions of dollars. They're going to sell all kinds of toys. Quite the walk across the bridge. And this is kind of slick how they did this. I'm fairly certain that those, once you cross a certain point on these bridges, those other areas probably unload. And this one loads in, so you can have a little more complication here. Wilderness Exploitation Reserve with a picture of a primal. And we've got danger on our compass. Daltrey danger. A mega canid. Is it dead?
Like we're doing this.
Dead. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wow, they're fast. I think that... No, not quite. We've got one more. Use your special ability. Never mind, they're already dead.
All right?
Alright, I think I'm crippled, so we're gonna... Definitely moving slowly. There we go. Now we're speeding back up. Silvio Tran, bit cartridge and energizing ointment. And we have a audio log.
This is Silvio Tran, setting a new record for the Grand Colonial Bellhops Laundry Cart League. If you're listening to this, you're listening to history. And Daltrey, as we agreed, when I win, you're scraping terrorist shit off the windows for the rest of your contract. And you can stow the fear of heights routine because there's no way you're weaseling out of that, pal. Here goes. That's... Move the box! No, not... No!
Meaty thud. So you would think that they were killed by canids, but no, they were killed by stupidity. So these must be the carts they were racing. John W. says the bridges are a great way to hide load screens. Dead Space hid them in elevators, which gave the game a touch of realism and smoothness. Yeah, I like that. I mean, load screens are necessary, at least to a point. But if you can hide them a little bit, that's a creative way to do it. And I'm pretty sure that's what they were doing here. And we have more carts. And what are these? Mattresses to crash into? That's great.
That was quick.
And we might as well grab all that stuff. Okay, so we've still got 462 meters for the profit of profitability. And I think we're going to have to take this lift. Looks like it's here and ready to go. Indeed it is. Oh wow, that's cool. Okay, what do we have going on up here? I hear some sprats, but they don't appear to be hostile. Nope. Just regular old sprats. Do the obligatory looting. Okay, and lots of sublight containers. Are you hostile? Nope. Byzantium tourist. Okay, so we've got some Byzantium tourists here. They're not hostile or anything, or particularly interesting. Just standing here looking at rocks. Oh, and flowers. These are the first normal-looking flowers I think I've noticed in the game.
We heading inside, Captain? Don't worry. I got your back.
And we have a woolly cow. And a sublight tour guide. More woolly cows. And a new vendor. Legal hunting supplies.
I need to ask you something.
Who in the hell is Gunter? I told you to call me Hunter. Come on.
Oh, right. Hunter, have you seen a little mechanical wandering through here? Might have been wearing my hat.
I can't say I have. I can sell you a new hat if you want. Or some fine, legally obtained hunting supplies. You could go get that mechanical thief yourself.
She's not a thief. She's lost. I just want her back.
Uh-huh. Kind of ironic there. We're having a conversation about a mechanical, and that is clearly the same voice of the guy from Edgewater who wanted us to murder all the mechanicals. Let's see if maybe we can help her as a side quest.
Oh, hey there, stranger. Don't mean to interrupt your business, but have you seen a stray mechanical wandering about?
Maybe. What's it look like? Wait, I think I know the rest of this one. Then you better go catch it. I don't think I have, sorry. Overheard your conversation earlier. You want to explain exactly what's happening?
Seems I'm running my mouth too much. My mechanical Betty up and wandered away a couple days back. I've been trying to track her, but the beasts make it hard. Personally, I prefer my organs inside my body. The shopkeep says I should buy one of his rifles and go looking myself, but like my machine, I'm not combat inclined.
We can help her out, right? Won't take too long if we're on the job.
I know it's a pain, but I think I need some outside help. Job or no job, I'm not leaving Betty out in the wastes.
Oh, Parvati, you're so excited about this, and I just can't say no to you. I'll keep my eye out for any suspicious mechanicals. What kind of mechanical is your lost charge? I didn't think mechanicals could just wander off on their own. No, they definitely can. What kind of mechanical is it?
Betty's just your standard tripod mechanical, though she probably is still wearing my hat. Without it, she seems kind of naked. Her main purpose is cacao milking, but the only cacaos in the reserve are close. Without a directive, she shouldn't have had reason to wander away from the milking area.
Okay, so we can say I think it could be trying to continue its directive out in the depths of the reserve. Or science, hope it's not milking anything not a cacao. Almost all other beast milk is toxic. Or hack 45, sounds like bad program parameters. Your mechanical might be chasing canids or worse. Let's roll with number 2. I hope it's not milking anything else.
Oh, so that's how they make zero-G brew.
Gonna need to find Betty in the first place before anything can or can't happen with what she's milked.
All right, well, I will keep my eye out for any suspicious mechanicals.
Hey, thanks so much. It would have been mighty lonely without her. Being unemployed, I mean. Be lonely being unemployed. If you find Betty, try sneaking up and hacking her. If you can't do that, finding a way to stop her current routines should send her back home.
All right, that's an idea. We'll see what kind of mood we're in when we find Betty. We could be nice and send her back. We could shoot her. We'll see. Maybe there's a way to reprogram her for evil. Let's talk to Hunter S. Legal. I'm guessing that's a play on Hunter S. Thompson?
Welcome to Hunter Legal's Legal Hunter Supplies. I am Hunter Legal. How might I help you today?
John W. says, let's hope that robot doesn't wander into New Vegas, or it might be doing a different kind of milking. Yes, it could be. Maybe this is an alternate universe version of Fisto. Let's see here. I'm investigating the murder of Halsey and Helen. Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately?
Unusual? This whole land complex is a failed wildlife exhibition turned hunting reserve. You can't go 10 feet without stepping in unusual. But I reckon you're asking about people unusual. I'd go have a chat with the prophet of profitability. Maybe she can intuit you in the right direction or something. But she is mighty far in the depths of the reserve. Perhaps you should purchase one of my fine armaments for the journey.
Well, let's, I want to see what he's selling, but I also think his shop name is very interesting.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean. It is a perfectly normal name for a shop dispensing hunter supplies.
I suppose it is. Do you mean hunting supplies, like the sign above your shop says? Doesn't hunter supplies suggest that they're supplies for you, Hunter?
Don't get smart with me. I'm just a shopkeep.
All right, let's see what you're selling.
Hunter supplies. Get your hunter supplies.
All right, let's see what he's got here. Does he have anything interesting? First, let's sell off all our junk. We'll look at his weaponry. Hunting rifle hyper, not any better than the one we have. I wanted to see if he maybe had anything unique, but he doesn't, so... Deadeye assault rifle 2. Yeah, I think I'm kind of good with everything here. Don't need any of that. How about armor? Nope, no interesting armor or clothing. So, do we have anything we can sell to him? We don't need that. And I want to hold on to that for now. And we don't need that. Actually, that's not... Nope, not very good. Okay, we'll hold on to all that stuff. And we could sell some of these hats. He didn't have any clothing for sale, so we can help him out with some of that. I don't need duplicate pieces of clothing. I think we're okay there. All right, good enough for now. So we'll need to head into the wilderness. Oh, we have another Dissident Queen, Chapter 3. Halcyon Helen commits regicide. Some hours had passed since Helen's entry into the dissident hideout. She had fought no small number of slug men, destroying the abominations in singular fashion, and had met several employees from many corporations, each forcibly taken by the dissidents for use as test subjects. One such freed captive, who had called himself Hephaestus Harry, had accompanied her as she descended into the lair of the dissident queen. Helen had exchanged only a few words with him, and now would be able to exchange no others, as the man now lay in a bloody heap at the foot of the dissident queen, who Helen now saw was not a person, but a tremendous mutant slug. The dissidents, who had apparently been guarding her, were themselves quite dead, and lay in various stages of mastication throughout the room. The queen feasted on Harry's remains, but as Helen stepped forward, the monster wriggled around to face her. "A true queen for a gang of parasites," Helen shouted. The dissident queen reared back, opening its mandibles wide, and gave an inhuman shriek that shook the very foundations of the base. Uh-oh, we're going to need to find Chapter 4. Things are getting interesting. All right, let's see here. I want to, I think, do the little side quest first. Lost little milk mech. And we also need to investigate Evan, too. But let's do this first. We'll do the lost little milk mech. 169 meters that way. Okay, let's head over the hill. Head over the hill and see if we can find Betty. Okay, I thought maybe those were terror rays. That would have been bad. Those things are nasty, and we'll do a quick save here before we get into trouble. Okay, what do we have down here? Don't see anything hostile yet, but I think I hear something. Maybe that's just the Betty the Milk Mech. All cacaos must be milked. Help Betty. And it does appear that she is trying to milk canids. That's probably bad for Betty's health. All right, that one's dead. And you're dead. Oh, we've got more lightning fast canids.
All right?
And a mega canid. Mauled too many times by canids, you get the jitters every time one's attacking, making you less effective. Yeah, no, I don't want that. One more to take down. But first I want to see if...
Score one for Felix.
Oh, I wanted to see if Betty would try to milk it again, but doesn't seem to have worked that way. Alright, so the enemies have been killed. Let's grab some loot. And we can try to hack Betty from a distance. Yeah, it doesn't look like... Well, maybe our discrepancy amplifier will enable us to do that. Doesn't look like it. There's the hat. Alright, let's talk to Betty.
No cacaos detected nearby. Returning to slug maintenance worker.
Okay, how about Parvati? You got anything
Holcomb
here?
Couldn't have killed Miss Helen, right?
I don't know. I doubt it, but we'll find out.
I just don't know if I can believe it. He's got a good heart. He sounded like he was real fond of Miss Helen. I just can't see him hurting her like that. Poor guy. I can't imagine what he's going through right now.
By the way, are you two related?
Oh boy, I used to get that question back in the Vale. I'll tell you what I told everybody else. Black Hole Bertie Holcomb and I are not related. Probably.
I'm glad I could take you to see Eridanos. How does it feel?
Breathtaking. Have you looked over the edge of the complex yet? Just watch the clouds turning? It's like an ocean without end.
It really is something.
Eridanos and Olympus are the two biggest planets in Halcyon. King and Queen of the sky. Looking out to the horizon, I get this feeling that we're in the company of royalty. Eridanos is 100 times the mass of Terra 2, 800 times the volume, 10 times the diameter. We're flying through the tiniest layer of habitable atmosphere. Sometimes I can't believe how small my world used to be. My horizons were about as wide as the walls of Edgewater.
Are you going to be sentimental for this whole trip? Because I'll need you to focus. I can't be mean to Parvati. I just can't do it. I don't care how evil this character we're playing is. Can't do it. She's just too wholesome. And now look at you, on top of the world.
Yeah. We've come a long way.
And remember how mad you were at me when I shot your boss? And now you trust me. I'm not sure why, but you trust me. Let's talk about something else. I want to see if I can get her to hack that robot.
What do you need, Captain? Mr. Sir?
Nope, that's it. Okay. So...
No cacaos detected nearby. Returning to slug maintenance worker.
See if maybe we get some instructions here. Oh, I've resolved the situation. Okay, I didn't really need to do anything. Betty is heading back on her own. Well, that was easy.
Hey, I almost can't believe it. Betty found her way back. Here I was thinking I'd never see her again.
One malfunctioning mechanical as promised. She was trying to milk canids.
Oh, Betty, you big goof. What were you thinking in that little metal noggin of yours? You nearly worried me to death. And ain't you just the most reliable freelancer in the colony?
Sure.
Let me just take a look at Betty here and we'll talk about payment. Yep, that's right. Her parameters for movement and target acquisition are a mess. I'll bring her back to the garage and get her sorted out. Since Betty's back safe and sound, I'll be sure to let my coworkers know that you're a good one. Here's some money for your effort. Least I can do to show my thanks.
And, well, I guess we got to do something evil here. Intimidate 45. If you don't want your supervisor learning about your screw-up, I'm going to need a little more.
I guess this is what I get for hiring on the first person who'd listen to me out here. This is all I have on me. Now, I guess I better go before you ask for more.
All right, fine. So we got a little more money out of her. Neither of our companions chose to whine about it. All right, now we're going to go do the Productivity Queen. We've got to find the profit of profitability, or let's just take a look at that other side quest quick. Investigate botanical operations. Because I think that was here too in the Wilderness Preserve. Maybe not. Oh no, that's... all the way back there. Okay, well, let's jump over there because I'd like to wrap that up. And it looks like we have a couple of perks we can take for our companions as well. I forgot to do that. Let's do that real quick. We'll upgrade Felix. What are our options? Negative faction damage. +3 armor rating for 10 seconds. Combat effects inflicted by this companion's ability last longer. Yeah, sounds good to me. And Parvati. What do we have for Parvati? Healed to 25% health when downed. That could be useful. Or we could increase her status effects too. Let's do that. Honestly, I don't find that the companion perks are all that intriguing. Okay, so here's our next quest marker for this other side quest. Maybe we don't have that far to go. I thought we had to run to the, uh-oh, we've got something attacking over here.
Come here! I want to give you a gift!
Oh, frenzied hosts. Oh, that takes care of you. No, not quite. You just want to make me smile. Nah, I don't really feel like smiling today. Let's use a special ability. And another special ability. No? There we go. Score 1 for Felix. Okay.
Boss, did you see that?
I did indeed. And it looks like our gun is about to break, so let's go ahead and repair all of our gear. Repair all equipped items for 29 weapon parts and 5 armor parts. Uh-oh, I better keep my eye out for weapon parts. All right, let's see what's over here. Just want to knock out this side quest before we forget all about it or have to go back and do it when it seems pointless. Botanical operations discovered. I thought this was going to be over in the Wilderness Reserve, but apparently not. Okay. Slug Bruiser. We have a note on the chalkboard. Canoplex says, I don't feel like smiling and get off my lawn. Damn straight. This is Spaceman McRib you're talking to here. Work assignment list. A slug employee schedule under Crew C, Purpleberry Orchards and Connector Complex. Someone has scratched out a name and replaced it with Evan O'Connell's. Okay. What's next? Excuse me.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
And we have another chapter of Halcyon Helen, the Dissident Queen. Chapter 3. It's the same one we just read, I think. Yes. Same one we just read. We need chapter 4. So now we need to check out this other room. Requires the slug storeroom key. I wonder if we can get that from this person. I would like to pick your pocket.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Nope. But we'll take that. So... no slug storeroom key. But I don't think that's where we needed to go anyway. I don't want to go to the hotel. Where are we headed? 37 meters. Evans Trail. Okay. Oh, we are going back into the hotel. Okay. So be it. Halcyon Helen versus the Brain Eaters. Okay, 20 meters, and it looks like we're going downstairs. All right. Not that way. That would be upstairs. We want to go downstairs. I thought maybe that would take us through the kitchen. It must be the other way. Here we go.
Something.
All right, well, I think we're getting close, but where... meters this way? Well, how in the... where am I going?
Get anything good? You hear about them?
Elevator's broken. We saw that note elsewhere. Maybe we go through this door. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, room B1 keycard. We can take this.
Nicely done.
Okay. Well, upstairs is not the direction I think we need to go. Bellhop Sullivan. So where is Evan? Evan is, of course, one of the slug people who went missing. And can never have too many of those.
Can't imagine what it must be like. Living down here like sprats on a wall.
Here we go. Okay, so we need... requires room A2 keycard to unlock. Discrepancy detected nearby. Where? Must be in the room. Uh-oh, we've got a rabid sprat.
Get ready.
Show 'em how it's done.
Seriously?
The last of them.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Examine. Work IDs of Helen's sidekicks. This pile of cartridges contains the IDs of Halcyon Helen's sidekicks who were killed, mortally wounded, mulched, melted, torn to ribbons, decapitated, or turned into mechanicals in the line of duty or otherwise identified post-mortem. Typhon Tim, Olympus Opal, Terra 2 Terry, Sparks the Wonder Canid, Burbage's 1900 through 1999, Bolt Vanderhuge, Eridanos Eve, inconsequential groundbreaker maintenance worker number 13B9, Caleb, Bison the Broker with 4 broken limbs Halifax, the entire 26th season of the Tilebackers, IDs blackened beyond individual recognition, Stakeout Steve, Dirk Tenderly. We get the point. She had a lot of co-stars, or supporting characters that were killed. These are not actors or actual people that were killed. And we've got a note. The spectacular and thrilling and great adventures of Elaine Norville and Halcyon Helen. Ah, remember there was Bellhop Norville who seems to have a thing with Halcyon Helen. And because the ever-resolute Lord Bellhop Alan Norville had brought this automatic Spacer's Choice auto pistol, now with added explosive ammo, which he held in his big, muscular hands, the gigantic horde of rabid canids was all dead. Halcyon Helen, looking very beautiful as always, with her beautiful eyes and lips and nice shoes, she quickly grabbed Lord Bellhop Alan Norville's hand. "Oh, thank you so much, Alan." She sighed slowly, batting her beautiful eyes at him, also slowly. "You are the best partner I've ever teamed up with. You're so big and strong and good at shooting. I wish I had had you with me from day one. Then maybe I would not have so many dead sidekicks." "It ain't no big deal, purpleberry cakes," chuckled Lord Bellhop Alan Norville, as he took a puff from his cigarette and blew the smoke from the barrel of his Spacer's Choice auto pistol at the same time. "I am just a wandering assassin. Being good at shooting stuff is only because I am part of my job." "Yes, you are, and you are so handsome," sighed the beautiful Helen. "This is brutal." "Thank you," chuckled Lord Bellhop Alan Norville. Just then they started to go for a kiss, but wait. Just as the romance was about to happen, suddenly a hand had grabbed Alan's leg. Helen screams, "It is me, the dissident lord. I'm here to get you and take your bits and give them to everyone else for free," screams the dissident lord, as the villain began to crawl out of the dirt. His zombie army was also crawling to the surface behind him as well, with multiple overused exclamation points. "I guess there's only one thing to do," sneered the heroic Lord Bellhop as he took a big Hammersmith flamethrower out of his back pocket that he had been keeping secret for just this occasion. "Time to make some dissident steaks." That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Clearly, Bellhop Norville is a huge Halcyon Helen fan. Yeah, he's got an autographed poster here. He's been writing fan fiction starring himself. Okay, so I can see, and he's got a needler model. Shampoo bottles. So we'll have to go up and talk to him about his little work of art there. And if I remember correctly, there was a discrepancy. Is it in here? Does not appear to be in here. So we need to figure out how to get in here.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Okay. Let's keep looking around. B2, anything in here? What are you? Not something I can take. Okay. But we can duck down and sneak here. Uh-oh. Parasites. Parasite spawnling.
I'm ready for this. Don't mess with us.
Is this A2? Are we in? No, this is B1. Steel Thunderclap. So we've got a named weapon. What does it do? Not really all that interesting. Spectrum Brown. If it's brown, drink it down. So we have the B1 key card. But we need A2. Here's A3.
Please. Someone come help me.
Someone's trapped in A3. We can't talk to them. Okay. Bits and dark matter. And no key cards. So how will we figure this out? Ah, okay, we can jump up here. We have a note, hastily written note. To whom it may concern, please consider this note as a service request to fix A3's faulty door. I deeply apologize for not following proper protocols with this informal request, but my terminal is broken. Too broken to submit a service request form to fix it. I normally would never thumb my nose at our standard operating procedures, but I've been stuck in my room for several days now and believe I will likely starve to death quite soon. Good thing we're stopping to read this note instead of helping this person. Well, I hope to hear from someone soon in regards to processing this urgent request. Thank you. Okay. Let's see what our options are here. There is a hand in the toilet. That is a hand. That is this person's hand. Half-eaten bellhop. And, oh, they must have died while we listened to their... Oh no, it was
I'm trapped in room A3.
It was the audio log, okay.
Someone come and help me.
That's cool.
I'm feeling weak. Please just open the door. And I'm not sure how much longer I'll make it. The door is stuck. And I know I need to write a service request, but I can't get it under the door. Is anyone there?
Wow. Sure is a shame that you didn't notice this big gaping hole in your wall that I climbed through. That, you know, at some point you had arms. And you probably could have also climbed through. That was not smart, so, you know, I don't feel that bad that you died. But I feel a little bit bad. Let's examine the arm. Trace amounts of sprat saliva on this current stump, former arm, indicates that the starving bellhop fed the starving creatures with her flesh. It's a shame she was unwilling to eat herself first. So she was feeding sprats and not climbing out of the hole in the wall. Unless maybe someone else jumped in the hole, created the hole in the wall. But this doesn't help us get into A2. Another note, handwritten note. I have eaten the purple berries which were in the refrigerator and which you were probably saving for breakfast. They were awful. Okay. This person has some radio broadcasting equipment.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Okay, is it in here? There's the discrepancy. But you're not letting me examine it. Ah, it's over here. Get out of the way. Move, Parvati.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
In the way of my discrepancy.
This collection of frozen food has not been restocked in some time. Many of these items are not available in the Grand Colonial and must have been brought in from outside. The fridge was transported here from one of the guest bedrooms upstairs.
Interesting. Okay, let's see what we've got here in the safe. Nothing too notable. Plenty of ammo. And one of Halcyon Helen's wigs. Remember, we noticed that in the room. A wig. And these were brought from a guest room upstairs. And we have nice clothing and a terminal. I wonder if Halcyon Helen was hiding out down here. That would be interesting. Uh-huh. Okay. B4. Any clues here? Doesn't appear that there are.
Here they come!
Everyone all right?
Okay, nothing a little machine gun fire can't handle. And what in the world is this? We've got a giant sprat back there. So we've got to find a way back there, obviously. And we'll grab all these armor and weapon parts we can.
Right, let's
Uh-oh.
dance!
Mess with us.
Okay. About this door, anything interesting back here? Other than some weird visual effects. We got a safe. Still no key card for A2. And the visual effects remain. Am I like bit by something, or what is going on here?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Ah, there's the discrepancy. Okay, maybe it's above me. Okay. Was it there? So there's something there. And something here.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
It's not letting me examine it. Well, that doesn't do any good. When in doubt, shoot things.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
A3, we were already in. Well, I am at a loss here. Okay, so this is... So now we're back in that room that I thought might belong to Halsey and Helen. And here she has a signed Bertie Holcomb poster. So, yes, Halsey and Helen, for some reason, was living down here. Interesting. That still doesn't tell me how to get to room A2. Amelia Stillwell escorted Evan to room A2 in the lower level of the Grand Colonial Hotel to sleep off whatever was affecting him. Well, that's fine, but I need to know how to get in there.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
See if there's another doorway or hole in the wall. Definitely don't see anything.
Of course the hotel don't give their workers a decent living. Why would they? That'd be, you know, decent.
Shot at me with a revolver. I left the drink and ran.
Here's another note. Attention, the Grand Colonial Hotel is seeking a new volunteer engineer. Skills include elevator maintenance, electrical engineering, civil engineering, computer engineering, quantum engineering, knowing when to keep problems to oneself. The employee who accepts this position will be expected to carry out their existing duties at the hotel for no additional payment. Talk to your supervisor if interested during your 15-minute break. And don't forget, with more hours logged each week, the closer you get to winning the free tour. Wow.
Happened to me
Oh,
once.
that sounds impressive.
Hammersmith exec called me up to her room, saying she needed help with something.
Yeah?
Turned out what she needed help with was testing a new Hammersmith heavy machine gun. She teched...
Ugh, what the...
Well, I don't know what to do here. This quest, strange disappearance of a watchman. Maybe the Google machine can tell us what we need to do here, because I am absolutely lost. Let's see if we can find anything here. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Okay, amplifier alerts you about a discrepancy. Analyze it and it will show you a hidden compartment in the floor. Okay. This is what I needed to know. But it definitely wasn't showing me anything. Alright, let's try this again. Let's try and get back to where we need to be. If we can do that without getting completely lost. Oh, where am I going? I'm so turned around. Alright, here we go. Okay, compartment in the floor. There's the analyze,
I've detected
okay.
a structural anomaly within a 0.8 meter radius of this locked door.
Perception, squint, that floor panel. It doesn't quite fit. Sneak 90. Where's a nearby open vent when you need one?
You are not the first person to have considered an act of subterfuge. Please direct your attention to this nearby floor panel. This floor panel is 0.3 millimeters shorter than regulation length, suggesting unauthorized modification.
I'll bear that in mind. Okay, so that means I should be able to search it. Where is it? Okay. There we go. Examine again. Underneath the loose floor panel is a slightly dirty key card for room A2. We are going to take the key and enter the room. Oh my.
Heads up, boss! Yeah! Now that was fun!
And this must be Evan.
Discrepancy detected nearby.
Well, we might as well take his stuff. He won't be needing it anymore. And we have a new timeline discrepancy.
Analysis confirms this is Evan O'Connell. Analysis also confirms he is dead.
Uh-huh. No kidding. The man had a giant slug crawling on him. What would I do without you, discrepancy amplifier?
Per additional study of this body's skeletal structure, the cause of death was head trauma.
Are you telling me he wasn't killed by a giant murder slug?
That is correct. Evan was not killed by Eridanium gigaseus. However, Eridanium gigaseus do appear to be responsible for the early decomposition of this body's surface tissue.
Okay, so the man didn't die of slugs. What did kill him?
Further analysis indicates Evan's fatal injuries were sustained from blunt force trauma to the back of the skull, and his head collided with the ground.
Uh-huh. He took a bad fall and cracked his head open. Was it an accident? Check for evidence of foul play.
There are traces of blood on Evan's hands, Inspector.
Whose blood?
Analysis concludes this blood is human, type A. Medical records indicate Evan O'Connell's blood is type O.
Uh-huh. Dumb. Finally, we have another dumb dialogue option. This asshole's stealing people's blood.
It is highly likely the blood is the result of an altercation.
I think it's time for another chat with Ms. Stillwell. All right. So we found Evan. Now we need to get back to Ms. Stillwell. And we should be able to fast travel to her, but not when we're near hostiles. Okay, I didn't know I was near hostiles. There must be something down here to kill. Or we just need to get out of the downstairs. It might be that giant... Oh yeah, it's probably this thing. And I have no idea how to get back there. And I don't really care that much either. So for now, we're just going to get ourselves out of here. Alright, hopefully we're far enough away now that we can just fast travel. Strange disappearance of a watchman. Huh. Okay, let's take a quick look at the journal, see if there's any other options here. Okay, report to Lily Vargas or question Amelia Stillwell. Okay, there could be more to the story, so let's go ahead and transition out. I thought this would be a quick little one. This might end up taking us all night. Not that that's a bad thing. Slug storeroom keycard, which I don't have. Okay. And we tried to pickpocket that character earlier, and they had no keycard. Okay, so which one's which? Amelia and Lily. We want to go to Amelia. Do we need to fast travel? And we're not really that far. Let's just keep running. Are you Amelia? Yes, you are. Okay. Reload our weapon. And that weird visual effect that I was seeing seems to be gone. I don't know if you were seeing it on your end or not. And here's Amelia.
Hey, Inspector.
I found Evan's body in room A2. He's dead.
You're kidding. Evan's dead? That doesn't... I don't understand. Was it the alcohol? Oh, law. I thought he'd sleep it off. He seemed fine when I left.
We can use persuade. Amelia, I know something bad happened to you in A2. I want to help.
You won't believe me if I tell you.
I might. I found giant slugs on Evan's body. This case is already unbelievable. I'm a recently de-thawed relic from a ship of lost colonists. Try me. I don't know. I'm kind of dumb. I believe a lot.
Oh, Law, you're serious, aren't you?
Indeed.
I walked Evan to A2, like I said. And then, out of nowhere, he just came at me. One minute he's laughing and yelling about sharing his joy. And the next, he's choking the life out of me. Grinned the whole time he was trying to kill me, too.
So it sounds like he had one of those creepy neck worms and something went wrong. So you decided to kill him instead.
I never meant to hurt him. What he did was... Well, he scared me half to death. But we've been friends for years. I only wanted to get him off me. I got a good hit in, threw him off, and ran like hell. If I'd known the fall killed him, Law, I don't know. I should have told someone.
I've got a few more questions.
What do you want to know?
I found slugs on Evan's body. Big ones. Any idea what that's about?
I can't help you there.
Okay. Can't or won't?
Have you been to Purpleberry Orchards, Inspector? Awfully nice out there. You should visit.
What are you... Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, think it over.
Why didn't you tell anyone Evan attacked you?
Because Evan would never attack anyone. I barely believe he attacked me, and I was there. Guess it shook me up pretty good. Evan's always been a total sweetheart. I don't get it.
Okay. Well, how are you holding up then?
I don't know. The whole thing shook me up something fierce, but I'm still here. I'm upset. Angry at Evan. Sad about him being... you know... Scared folks won't believe me. I'm not much for math, so I couldn't tell you how that averages out. But thanks for asking.
All right, well, I guess that's all I needed to know.
So, what happens now, Inspector?
To you, nothing. I'm not here to get you in trouble. I just want to untangle this web. Either you killed a man or you left him to die and now you pay for it, or attack vigilante justice, that's what. Well, I mean, she didn't kill him on purpose. She doesn't seem like a horrible person. Sounds like it was legitimately an accident. And, you know, while I like to do evil things, I like to do evil things for a reason, and this just seems pointless. So, you know, I'm just here to you, nothing.
But I killed him. It's my fault he died.
Are you trying to get me to accuse you of murder?
Definitely not. I just wish I could understand why he did what he did. Evan is... he was my friend. Or I thought he was. I don't know. I hope you're able to make more sense of this than I can, Inspector.
All right, so now we need to go to Lily Vargas, who is where? She is 138 meters that way. Let's head on over and let her know the results of the investigation. Uh-oh.
For the best.
Is that everybody? Okay, that was easy. I love how these tourists are just standing here with all these crazy people running around. They're not running away or anything weird. Like, whatever. Just happens. Okay, so now we keep going this way. And we've got another spawn link. I just want to be my friend.
Oh, that's the last of him.
All right, and where is Lily? Over this way. She's up in here? Oh, you want to leave a mag pick laying around? I'm going to take it. Okay, here she is, and there's a terminal. Let's go ahead and talk to her.
Inspector, you find my missing man?
Are you in charge of slug security?
Nah, I only manage operations around the hotel. Cedric does most of the maneuvering for Eridanos proper. I don't envy him. The only thing worse than babysitting a couple of hot-headed, overgrown children would be babysitting the entire lot of them.
Okay, well, that's fine. I found O'Connell, and he's dead.
Shit. That's fucking inconvenient. What happened?
Okay, we can lie if we had lie high enough and say Amelia murdered him in cold blood. He attacked Amelia Stillwell, who unintentionally killed him in self-defense. We might as well just be straight about it.
No shit. I gotta tell you, Evan's never been written up for so much as an impolite look. He attacked her? You sure?
I'm satisfied she's telling the truth, or that's her story anyway. Don't know if I buy it. Usually you get really happy when the creepy worm jumps on your neck, but maybe the worm left him and turned him crazy. Don't know if I buy it. I'm not sure I buy it anymore. All right, chat, I don't know. Do I buy it? What do you think I should do here? I'm undetermined. I'm going to give the chat a minute to speak up, and we'll see. No responses yet. There we go. John W. says not sure either. I'm inclined to believe her, but it doesn't quite add up. The neck worms make you happy. I'm going to say I don't quite buy it. I'm not sure I buy it.
Huh. Sounds like the constable should look into this one. I'll have her bring Amelia in for questioning. Thanks for chasing Evan down and saving me some legwork. Of course, now I gotta figure out who the fuck's replacing Evan. A new day, a new pain in my ass.
All right, well, I guess that is that. All right, quest complete. Big John says, see what happens when you question them. Don't need any of that, but we got another level up. Okay, so we can improve some more skills. I think we should boost our lying up. That was coming up woefully short there. Because we only have so many more levels to go. All right, next up. What do we have next? Okay, our side quests are all done. Lord of Blight is enter Cedric's office and speak to him. Unfinished accusation, that's when we want to actually turn it in. Productivity Queen. We still need to get back to the Prophet of Profitability. And we did make it a little closer, so we can fast travel back. I want to at least meet the Prophet of Profitability tonight. I don't know that we'll proceed on whatever quest line is part of that, but I was figuring on 2 hours or so, and we're pushing 2.5 here, so we'll see where it leads. Isabella and Lawrence. So let me guess, we're going to have another side quest ready to go, aren't we? Or you're going to be arguing about something and you're going to need me to resolve it.
Sorry, but we're a little busy right now. I'm sure one of the other guys would be happy to give you a tour.
Lawrence, do you know who you're talking to?
That's a misplaced lighting effect.
We always have time for the inspector.
The inspector?
You know who I am.
I am so sorry. We didn't know what we were doing. We're so sorry. It'll never happen again.
What the hell are you talking about? Or, yeah, make sure it doesn't. This seems like a strange spot to loiter. What are you two doing?
Oh, Law. It's all over. I told you someone would catch on sooner or later, Belle.
Lawrence, let me do the talking here. Inspector, pay him no mind. I'm sure you've bigger saltuna to can than us.
Well, let's see here. What did he mean by catch on? Are you two hotel workers? You're pretty far from the Grand Colonial. Do you two know anything about the murder of Halcyon Helen? No, I'm sure they don't. So, what did he mean by catch on?
Don't pay him any mind, Inspector. His upper story's a little gap-toothed, if you know what I mean. But seeing as you insist on sticking your... That is, since you're so curious, I'll fill you in on what we're doing.
I suggest you
We,
do.
Misplaced some people on our last tour. Misplaced them in the maws of some local predators. Now we're stuck here wondering how to get their room keys.
Okay. So, you got your guests killed and all you care about are their room keys?
Hey, we all got our priorities. Not worrying about those keys ain't gonna bring their owners back from the dead. Anyway, the sooner we get those keys back, the sooner we can make it look like the ex-guests checked out early.
Okay. So, you're trying to cover up the deaths of the missing guests, or give me one good reason I shouldn't sell you out to the constabulary.
Here's one. We ain't done nothing illegal. The guests signed the proper waivers to come out here. Still, it'd be a pain for Slug if we don't make it look like they checked out too. Byzantines aren't always put off by paperwork alone, sadly.
We knew sooner or later this was gonna happen. We've got some hush money tucked away. If you can get those keys for us, it's all yours.
Oh, look at that. We've got another side quest. Say I got you your keys. What's to stop me from telling your bosses what happened? Or you guys look like you need a break. I'll find those keys for you. Let's ask the first one. How you going to stop me from ratting you out anyway?
You kidding? You're welcome to.
Our bosses would want this situation resolved, just like us. We're the real victims here. The dead can't suffer anymore, but we can, and we will if we have to pay for all these lost keys.
All right, sure, I'll help you out. Why not?
Did I just hear that right? The inspector is going to help us, Bill! Thank the stars.
We're not out of the woods yet. Let's just see what happens before we celebrate. We last saw the guests deeper in the wilderness, Inspector. That'd be a good place to look.
I'll be... Try not to lose any more guests to wild beasts while I'm gone. Okay, so... we can continue on that quest. Or we can go find the Prophet of Profitability. Achilles says Prophet of Profitability, a.k.a. PP. That would make it easier to say. Or you're finding humor in the initials. Okay, you've learned that Helen disparaged the Prophet of... oh, that's what I want there. Let's see where it is. If it's just one of those quick one-stop things, and it's... oh no, they're all over the island. Okay. Alright, so I want to do that side quest, but I want to meet the Prophet of Profitability. We're going to do that first. I've wanted to do that since we first started the DLC. So we're going to do that first. Another Byzantium tourist. Candy Canyons. Uh-oh, we've got... looks like a canid. Okay. Achilles says I'm an idiot and love dumb humor. Hey, it's all good. Okay.
Not even a scratch.
2 down. Anybody else hanging around? Doesn't look like it. Oh, you're sleeping. Oh, you're sleeping. Now you'll sleep forever.
Oh, hey, Candy Canyon! I know this place. It's where they did Free Range Fixer.
And we've got a Raptidon Colossus. Oh, wow. 11,000 HP. Okay, looks like my stealth has been discovered. We'll rely on our companion special abilities. And I'm going to switch to my big gun here. That thing's awesome. It is awesome. Okay, let's keep rolling. The Spectrum Gatling gun. All right, and what do we have here? Abandoned Rizzo's bunker. And this must be where the prophet of profitability lives. I don't know why I had such a hard time with that the other night. Now I can say it all the time. Transition to abandoned Rizzo's bunker. Let's head inside and see if we can meet the prophet of profitability.
So these hullheads sit around in circles and try to invite profit into their life? I hope they get eaten by rats.
Okay, we'll just take a look around. We've got candles burning. This might have been an interesting one to bring the vicar to. Okay, let's see here. Well, maybe before we explore, we just go find this person. Penitent disciple. So this must be someone who's being punished.
The prophet's treatments are intense. I nearly collapsed during the last session.
It's not good enough to be better than everyone. I need to believe I'm better than everyone.
Wow, okay. So we got a whole cult thing going on here. Are you the prophet? No, that is Victoria Foxworth. Aaliyah Mason. Oh, looks like we've got hot coals. Somebody's probably walking over hot coals. Who are you? Penitent disciple. Another penitent disciple. And you must be the prophet of profitability. A creepy cult leader. Are you chapter 4? Dissident Queen chapter 1. I've already read that. I want chapter 4. Okay, we've got weird skulls hanging out here. Let's take a quick look around.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Honor Guard's headwear. All right, timeline discrepancy. Let's check that out quick. Where is my analyze?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Yes, I know it's detected nearby. Where's my analyze button? It's a really cool thing, but it is definitely a little weird. Out here?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
There it is.
Analysis suggests this to be a variety of herbs. Herbs have been uniformly treated with a pungent chemical mix. Warning: ingesting, smoking, or inserting non-corporation sanctioned substances into your ears may be harmful to your health.
Okay. Let's see here. Can you analyze the chemical these herbs are treated with? Let's taste the herbs. Though the dry herbs are difficult to chew, the flavor is less bitter than you would have expected. It's woodsy, like tripicale, with a singed aftertaste. It's actually slightly better tasting than your average can of Saltuna, though so are most boots.
Hypothesizing potential side effects from herb consumption. Most likely outcome: decapitation. Slight possibility of calculation error.
Yeah, apparently. Discrepancy amplifier. How would these most likely be used?
Prior analysis suggests these herbs reach peak effectiveness when users burn them and inhale the resulting smoke. Whether or not this increased effectiveness is good for an afflicted individual has yet to be determined.
Okay, can you analyze the chemical these herbs are treated with?
Analyzing Complete. Substance appears to be a mix of industrial solvents and various essential oils. Substances include woolly cow dander remover, sprat oil, and starship surface wax.
And we don't have the medical skill, so, all right, I'll make a note of it and let's move on. And in the chat, Big John says you can't stop saying it now. Yep, profit of profitability. No problem tonight. And Achilles says, who's got the herbs? Oh, that was the wrong button. Okay. Let's talk to the profit of profitability. That's what we came for. How you doing, crazy person?
Fruitful and productive welcome, brother. I had a feeling you would visit me. I offer a wide variety of productivity seminars. I hope you'll consider taking one. But I should remember my manners. To what do I owe the pleasure of the Special Inspector's arrival?
Well, I'm pretty sure you murdered Halcyon Helen. Or at least I'd like it if you did, because I don't like you already. Let's see here. Inspector who? I'm on vacation, no matter what anyone says I'm doing here.
Well, there's nothing quite as relaxing as a productivity seminar. We'll free you of those potential hampering humors in a heartbeat.
I'm sure you will. Well, we've got a dumb dialogue option. Humors. I don't like it when people laugh at me.
Worry not. With my seminars, even someone of your immensely low intellect can succeed. As science
bet they
has
can.
taught us, the body is made up of two things, flesh and humors. These humors are semi-fluids that, when improperly balanced, may cause you to function inadequately. By signing up for my seminars, you can balance these humors for only mildly inordinate and repeat payments. Cancellation is subject to repercussions.
Something about all this seems fishy. What kind of repercussions? That all sounds good to me. What kind of repercussions?
Nothing you need concern yourself with, brother. It's all in the contracts. But of course, no one need subject themselves to such repercussions if they don't cancel. Regardless, can I interest you in a seminar?
Let's see here. You know, I've been feeling like my potential is hampered lately. What do you offer? Sorry, Prophet, I don't think I can spare the time. I've got a murder to look into. And if I wanted someone peddling sprat oil, I'd buy a spratwurst. Don't waste my time. Let's roll with the first one. Let's see what we can get.
We offer a wide variety of seminars for all your corporate needs. Employees not working hard enough? Employees dying too often? It's most likely your managerial humors.
Is it
And
now?
of course, seminars for balancing the energies of your business offices. Interior decorating is much more important for success than many would believe. If any of this sounds at all interesting to you, might I interest you in the first 82 words of our most popular seminar's introduction? Free of charge.
Free? Sure, I'll hear it.
Byzantines live lives fraught with competition, and that competition can be immensely stressful. You must, first of all, find a way to balance your thinking. Think not of bits lost, but of those you have yet to gain. After all, peace leads to productivity, and productivity leads to profit. Though thought alone won't balance you. We have a strict regimen to promote humor clearing. Session attendees stand on burning coals, sit for hours in our productivity smokehouse, and of course, fast throughout.
Achilles says, expletive, that expletive, she did it, that snake oil salesman. Yeah, she probably did. So in order to be productive, I need to suffer. Sounds really, really fun and not at all miserable. Sounds like it could be useful. Maybe I'll pay you a visit once the murder's been solved. Let's go with number 2. Sounds really, really fun and not at all miserable.
Miserable? I'm sorry, brother, but we don't typically allow the use of words like that in the retreat space. We prefer experiencing deferred happiness.
Uh-huh. I prefer if somebody handed me $1 million in a helicopter, but sometimes we don't get what we want, lady. Let's see here. So, yeah, so she's got this little cult thing here. It's somewhere between a blend of Scientology and your typical self-help seminars with the hot coals and, you know, you can think yourself into existence. I imagine somewhere between Scientology and The Secret, you know, a special blend of horse shit. Let's see here. I'm going to ask you some questions about Halsey and Helen, or you've got some interesting herbs in here.
I'm pleased that you noticed. Excellent eye, brother. The compound they're treated with is my own invention, designed to unlock an individual's true productive potential when burned. I can't say any more. Trade secrets, you know.
Uh-huh. They seem toxic. Toxic enough to potentially kill someone.
None of my clients have ever complained, so I'm sure they're perfectly safe. Is there anything else?
I'm going to ask you some questions about Halcyon Helen. Please answer them truthfully.
Oh? I'm surprised. I wouldn't think the two of us would have much to discuss about her. We may have had some terse interactions before her death, which I most certainly regret. But beyond those, well, never mind. What would you care to know?
Achilles in the chat says, no Kool-Aid? No, not for me. What would you care to know? You and Helen didn't get along, I hear. Did you contact Helen after you left the Grand Colonial? Where were you at the time of Helen's murder? Let's go with that first.
Why, I've been at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve for quite some time now, as my disciples can attest. In fact, I haven't visited the Colonials since I arrived several weeks ago. Bad energies, you understand.
Yeah, but you seem like the kind of person who might be able to send one of her disciples to kill someone for her. So that doesn't rule you out just yet. You and Helen didn't get along, I hear.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. The media tends to exaggerate. I will admit that her remarks about my seminars were rather unfortunate. However, I certainly wouldn't sharpen any sabers over it, if that's what you mean to imply. I only do that when my clients skimp on their bills.
Did you contact Helen after you left the Grand Colonial?
I did not. She had no interest in my seminars, and I had no interest in attempting to convert a stubborn actress. Why would I have had any cause to engage with her further?
Now, let's talk about something else.
I hope you now realize that I had nothing to do with Helen's demise.
That'll be all for now. Oh, this person is not a good person. $16.46 is a total gossip.
Boyfriend, there's no need for that kind of behavior.
Except I want there to be. Okay, we're gonna quick save. I don't think we can resist this surprise murder.
You got him.
She said I must burn away the old me.
And it looks like we got away with it. Nobody noticed. 532 bits. Steal the honor guard's headwear. Are you coming after me? No? You're all whacked out of your head on... Uh-oh. They noticed. They did notice.
Watch out!
Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, let's eliminate all of them, and then we will go back to the old save.
We need backup. My time's done.
Here goes nothing.
We might as well enjoy a little chaos and destruction. Nick John says I was waiting for that. They had it coming.
Hold on! Everyone all right?
And that is the end of them. But I'm not sure that that was really the right thing we wanted to do. Okay, so next step is you ended your investigation of the Prophet of Profitability with lethal force. Report back to Administrator Ludovico. Okay, so I want to try one other thing here before we just do that. Load. We're going to go back to this quick save. I still want to kill the Prophet of Profitability, but I really want to try to get away with it. So we're going to go out here, see if there's an angle we can shoot from that will let us be undetected. Doesn't look like it, so we're probably better off in here. And maybe if we hadn't putzed around in here for so long, we would have gotten away with it. Let's try again.
You got him.
Okay, we're going to take that. We're going to take that. And we're going to get out of here. Okay, so far so good. This is not necessarily a moral choice, but just an I like to be sneaky and get away with things choice. Okay, so now we have... You ended your investigation of the Prophet of Profitability with a lethal force. Report back to Administrator Ludovico. Okay. That I will do. We'll head back to the penthouse. Let him know what we found. And then we're probably going to wrap it up for tonight.
Inspector?
I've finished my investigation into Jasmine Leva, the Prophet of Profitability.
Ms. Leva earned that title, but not for the reasons you'd expect. The Prophet business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leva's followers. So, tell me, what did you find?
Doesn't matter. The Prophet died tragically and mysteriously.
Yes, mysterious indeed. No, don't try to explain anything, Inspector. I'm aware of your temperament, and I can guess what happened.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include everything you've told me in my official report.
I'll be back. Okay, so... I think that said Rizzo's reputation decreased. Journal, map, inventory, character, reputation. Rizzo's neutral. Yeah, we've been doing all these quests and we're still neutral, so they don't like us very much. And I'm okay with that. Let's see here. The board finds us agreeable. That's interesting. Okay, and we can upgrade some of our other companions. Ellie. Shots from Ellie's ability ricochet to a second nearby enemy. That sounds interesting. Let's put that on there. Nyoka. No, we took that already. Duration of status effects. Yeah, we'll use that one for her too. Vicar Max. We already took his, and duration of status effects will be fine. And how about Sam? Well, we'll do the same thing there. He has corrosion on part of his thing, so that works. Okay, so next up, what is our next quest? Where is our journal? So we still have to accuse someone, but before we do that, we have Lord of Blight. This looks like the last one, and we have that little side quest with the Canids. And no, this next one might be our last quest, so I think I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I'd planned to go for about 2 hours, and we went well over that. So we did pretty well here tonight. We got a lot done. We met and executed the Prophet of Profitability. And we also met and executed Spencer Woolrich. So in the end, even if we accuse the wrong person, odds are we will have executed the murderer. So, you know, no harm, no foul. And even if these people didn't do it, well, they were dicks anyway. So, you know, good enough. So with that, we're going to wrap this one up for tonight. I will be back tomorrow night, right around 8 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to roll on with Murder on Eridanos. I don't know exactly how close I am to the end here. I have made it a point to avoid spoilers and to avoid playing through on my own on another character or anything like that. I want to make sure that I don't think we've done one yet where everything has been totally new for me in a stream. So I enjoyed that. I'm enjoying that so far, seeing everything for the first time with all of you. So if you are enjoying the playthrough, be sure to go ahead and subscribe, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff, and check back in tomorrow around 8 o'clock Eastern, and we will jump back in. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. I had a great time, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.